Hello everyone, in this video I'll discuss about parameterized cursor in PLSQL. Now if you don't know anything about cursor, you can refer my earlier videos of implicit and explicit cursor that you can find in my PLSQL playlist which I put in the description box. Now let's start. A parameterized cursor in Oracle is a cursor that accepts parameters when it is opened and which makes the cursor more flexible to pass different values to filter or customize the data fetched. But to use the parameter, we have to first declare the parameter along with the cursor declaration. And let's see how we can use the parameters cursor. So this is the syntax. While you are declaring the cursor, like cursor name, then you have to declare the parameter with the data type. Then you can write your select statement. And now let's take one example to understand the parameters cursor. And for that, I will use this query where I am using employee and department table. And this is my join e.department equal to d.department ID. Let's run this query. From this query, I'm fetching employee ID, employee name, salary, and department name. Now for my cursor, I will use this query, but I will not fetch all the data. Rather, I'll fetch the data based on the department. So here department name will be our parameter that I will use for the parameterized cursor, and I can pass a particular department to fetch the data from the cursor. So let's write the cursor first. So in the declare, we have to first declare the cursor. So I'll write cursor c underscore empdec. This is my cursor name is, and while declaring the cursor, then within the cursor name I have to declare my parameter. So I want to take the department name as parameter. So I'll write p underscore department name, and we have to mention the data type of the parameter. So I'll mention as varchar2. So here you do not need to mention that size of the parameter, just you need to mention the data type. And in my select query, I'll use this particular parameter to filter the records. So here I will write and department name d.department name, because department name is from department table, equal to p department name. So p department name is our parameter that I will use for this parameterized cursor. Now while opening the cursor, then we can pass any value for this parameter. So I'll write begin end, and within begin end I'll open the cursor. So open cursor name, then I'll pass any particular value for this parameter. So I'll pass the department name as IT. Now it will use this value and it will pass this value to this query p department, and based on the value the records will be filtered, and using those records the cursor will fetch the data one by one within the loop, and it will use those data. So within loop I'll fetch the records, fetch the cursor into some record. So I have to declare the record first. So I'll declare vemp rec cmpdec percent row type. And if you're unable to understand the concept of this records open fetch, then you can watch my earlier videos of implicit and explicit cursor. So I'll write vemp rec, and now we are fetching the data within the loop, and we can print those data like dbms output dot put underscore line, and here we can print the data using this record. vmpRec dot empid, then dot emp name vmpRec dot salary. So like this we can fetch the data, and we have to exit the loop when this cursor is done with fetching all the record. So for that we have to use the not found attribute. So now this is done. Run the script. Now we can see that the records are there. Two records are there for IT. Now we can separate the records like employee ID, employee name, and salary. We can separate using a pipe operator. So we'll use that. And here also we'll use that. Now we'll run this script again. Now you can see you can identify the employee ID, employee name, and salary. You are getting two records for IT department. We can change the department name here. That is the use cases of parameterized cursor. Like whatever the value we can pass as a parameter, using that value the query will be filtered and we can fetch the records using the cursor. Now we are getting the records for HR department. Three records are there for HR department. You can use any other department like sales. Run the script. Now again we are getting the three records, but this records is for sales department. So this is how we can use the parameterized cursor.